Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial. In this video I'll be teaching us how to make peanut burger using the sugar syrup method. So for this recipe I'll be using 6 cups of raw groundnut, 6 cups of raw groundnut, 3 cups of or 6 cups of all-purpose flour, 6 cups of, these are to measure your all-purpose flour, so I'll measure 6 cups. Remember I said 6 cups of raw groundnuts, 6 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of sugar, slightly heapful, 1 cup of sugar, this is the right way to measure. I want it to be slightly heapful. My recipe calls for a little bit more, so I just make this a little bit heapful to make up for the little excess that I need. So 1 cup of sugar, slightly heapful, 1/3 cup of water in 2 places. 1/3 cups of water in 2 places. I need 2 1/3 cup of water. Then 2 tablespoonfuls of milk flavor. 2 tablespoonfuls of milk flavor. I'll add this to my flour. 2 tablespoonfuls of milk flavor added to the flour. Two tablespoonfuls of milk flavor. I'll add this to my flour. And then 3 teaspoons of salt, 3 teaspoons or 1 tablespoonful of salt. 3 teaspoons is equivalent to 1 tablespoonful. So I just measure 1 tablespoon or 1 tablespoonful of salt. I'll add this to my flour mixture. So I have my 6 cups of flour will be here, my sugar in a clean cup, then I'll add my water, 1/3 cup of water in 2 places to my sugar. That makes my sugar syrup. So I'll measure the remaining flour here so as not to waste our time. So we'll start by pouring your cleaned groundnut inside a sizable bowl, a bowl big enough to allow the groundnut to swell freely, to jump freely while coating. So now I'll stir my sugar and water together a bit. So then go by using my my spoon to pour in the syrup little by little. Please do not be tempted to add more at a time. Just a little, like 1 spoon. Sprinkle it on it. Then swirl around to ensure that the syrup fully coats the groundnut. Yes. If you add more syrup at a time, you will have clogged peanut. It will clog together and it will give you double problem. So just add a little at a time. Once you are sure that the syrup has touches all the groundnut, at least it has fully coated, then you add a little handful of flour like that. Swirl around, and please ensure you swirl only in one direction. You either stick to clockwise or anti-clockwise. So I'll continue doing this until I exhaust my sugar syrup and my flour. By then my peanuts should have been well coated. A little at a time. So I'll go that way. So I am halfway into it, and this is what it looks like. I still have my sugar syrup left and my flour, so I'm just going to continue putting until I've exhausted my flour and my sugar. So I just want to show you how what it looks like halfway. See, we're getting there. So to get that round smooth shape, you have to swirl only in one direction. So you can actually divide this recipe into two. You don't have to do 6 cups at a go if you feel it's going to be too much pressure on your hands. So I will help you divide this recipe into 2 and drop it on the description box. Actually, it's not hard. You just divide everything by 2. The 6 cups of flour becomes 3 cups. 6 cups of ground becomes 3 cups of groundnuts. Then 1/3 cup of water for half. It's not going to be twice, it's going to be just 1/3 cup of water. Then the 1 cup of sugar becomes half cup of sugar, slightly heapful as well. Then you use 1 tablespoonful milk flavor and 1 teaspoon salt plus half. That's 1 plus half teaspoon salt. So let me just continue with this. Yeah, I'm frying my peanuts now. So let me just tell us that when you pour your oil in your pan, allow it to heat up moderately before pouring your peanuts. Then when you pour, by the time it begins to cook, bring down your flame to the lowest. This is such that it allows time for the peanut to fully cook, because if you fry on medium or high heat, it will get brown on time and the inside will not be totally cooked. So I'm frying this on a very low heat, so that allows it to cook. That's number 1. Then do not overcrowd your pot, and stir from time to time so that it fries evenly. You see, that's my peanuts. So I'm going to stir. I'm stirring from time to time to allow it to cook evenly, and I'm cooking on a very low heat. Some people actually fry. They actually smoke or what English will I use? They smoke it first before coating, then fry. That's total waste of time and energy and even resources. So because they are scared that it might taste raw if they fry. The trick is just to fry on a very low heat so that it allows time for it to cook. So then one good tip that I want to tell you about this recipe is that in actual sense it doesn't give a very glossy finish. Let me put it that way. It doesn't give a very glossy finish, just like the egg recipe. But what I do is I just break in 1 egg in a cup. After coating with the last batch of sugar syrup and flour, I use I use little egg to serve as the egg wash to coat finally. So that gives me that glossy finish. That's the trick. It saves me egg because I only need to use a small quantity for the final coating before frying. And then over the years, I've been using large grains of groundnut because they come out bigger and they fill up my containers very fast. But this time around I'm using the smaller grains because I noticed that those ones are rounder in shape and they allow for even finer finish than the bigger ones. So you can actually use any one you feel like, but I think I'm just going to stick with these smaller ones. They have a natural round shape and a more beautiful finish. So then lastly, I'm not going to allow this to be too brown before I bring it out from fire, because by the time it gets down from the flame, the heat on it will still allow it to cook more even while it's off the oil. So it will allow it to get darker. So if you allow it to get dark while on it will be more darker and it will look burnt. So just as soon as it becomes moderately brown, you bring it out from flame. Also, that's that about that. So thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe to my channel for more of my videos. Thank you and have a great time ahead.